What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Rear Naked Locks. I'm Chato. That's Henry. We're going to give you guys this Saturday's UFC fight card in Qatar. Tsarukyan versus Hooker. There's some pretty sleeper fights. The main event's super important. Could be the lightweight champ's next opponent. But how do you feel about the card overall, Henry?
Super excited. Tsarukyan and Dan Hooker, they're not really any bad fights. Garry, Belal Muhammad, they're probably going to combine for 400 significant strikes. So should be some bangers. I'm really excited. We had a good week at UFC 322, man. We went positive 3.45 units. We did miss on Wei Li, but hey, man, we'll take it. We hit everything else around the world, 2 units. Domination on the rest of the bets.
Yeah, I love to see it when the bets hit. The fights are good. Co-main, just complete obliteration. But it just goes to show, man, there's levels to the game, and Valentina and Islam are at the absolute top of those levels. So can't really hate. But on to the next fights,
100%. In that first fight, we do have some two UFC debuts between Bujlo and Freeman. There wasn't really too much tape you could watch on Bujlo, at least none that we could watch. I couldn't find a lot. So I found some stuff on YouTube. This guy seems like the definition of a fraud. Somebody who's brought in based on his record, 6-0, but his super padded record. He's going against Freeman, who has some wins over some contender series guys. It just seems like he's the more proven fighter. I definitely would not bet on this fight unless you got Freeman early. He did open as an underdog, but he's minus 200, minus 220, I think now. I do think he's gonna put Bujlo out. The dude just seems like a fraud. So I expect Freeman to win by TKO.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Henry on this one. I'm gonna go with Freeman. I was trying to look at tape as well, but I was looking at Bujlo's record. All of his fights that he's had outside the UFC, just random organizations, and each one of his fights, fighters have 0 wins. 0-1, 0-2, 0-1, 0-1, 0-1. Seems like there's some higher ups paying for this guy to get into the UFC. I expect Freeman to finish this in 1 round. Should be a good fight to bet under 1.5 because it looks like both these guys can crack. So just give me Freeman based off the slightly better competition.
Yeah, Tato said it nicely. His dude's last hit was against a guy who's 3-5. He's somebody's buddy. He's somebody's friend. Dana and the UFC doing somebody a favor to get him in here, but yeah, we'll see how he does.
All right, next up, we have a sleeper fight here. We have my boy Dalby versus, I'm not going to try to, Izagakhmaev. Bots that one, but dude, these guys from the Caucasus, man, names are vicious. Man, Dalby's a dog, He's a definition of a bark alley, but, he's been in a lot of wars. Hasn't been on the positive side of those wars. His opponent, he's a killer. His record is extremely, I would say, padded early on, but he does have some pretty decent wins. I think the pressure is going to be the determining factor that's going to end up melting Dalby. Dalby, not Dalby the elf. I feel like Dalby's going to lose this one. I have the other dude inside 1.5 rounds. Just just based off the pressure and based off the dynamite in his hands.
Yeah, this dude, he hasn't fought traditional MMA since 2022. But he got a win over Shinya Aoki, MMA legend. He fought Karate Combat recently. But just look at this guy, man. This guy's on all the sauce in the world. He's a nonstop pressure grappler. We've seen Dalby get controlled for multiple minutes. If it wasn't for Bonfim death gassing, Bonfim would have cruised to a victory there, I expect Izagakhmaev.
Man,
Mine
was better than that.
It's why we can't bet on him because we don't know how to pronounce his name, but this guy, he does seem really good. I'm not sure what it is, why he took so much time off, but he's only 31 years old, man. He's a nonstop pressure wrestler. I expect him to just drown Dalby in there. I think he gets Dalby out of there with either TKO or a submission, maybe late round 2, round 3. I mean, Dalby's not the same animal he used to be. He's 41 years old. He got cracked nasty in his last fight. I think, father time came from. But so give me the guy's first name, Saigid. Saigid via submission.
I like that. I like that.
And then in that third fight, we got Aliev versus Shamrock. Aliev is a prospect. He's 2-0 in the UFC. He has fought close, though. And Shamrock, he's coming off the Contender Series. I'm not really impressed with Rock, though. Like, he's like some jiu-jitsu guy. I get it, he's exciting, but he's a little bit of a jiu-jitsu nerd. He does train with Patty Pimblett. I think that's where the hype and the excitement for this guy comes from. But he's fighting a Tajikistan wrestler, non-stop pressure fighter in Aliev. I expect Aliev to take him down continuously, non-stop, 15 minutes, be in his face. Rocket may be the better striker in this fight, but I don't think he has enough power to keep Aliev away. So I think Aliev just drowns him. He avoids the submissions and just works the wrestling. I think he puts on a clinic on him. So give me Aliev decision.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Henry on this one. Like just based off the grappling. I was watching some of Rock's highlights, not fights. He has some pretty good submissions, but if you dig deep into his competition, all of the dudes that he submitted, all their losses are by subs. So it's just like I feel like these outside promotions, Octagon MMA specifically, is where this guy fights at. They're probably giving this guy like a gimme fight again. It's one of those sketchy organizations, maybe, where like they're like getting paid to be in the UFC. I expect like my boy Aliev right here to win by dominant decision. I got 29, 20, like it says like 29-28, just written all over it. Rock seems like the type of dude to accept the takedown and try to work off his back. And we all know, like in MMA, accepting the takedowns and like trying to attack from the bottom is not going to look good, especially that they're in Qatar. I expect these grapplers to get a significant advantage with the refs and the judges.
Yeah, we're 100%. But it's time for our Bark Alley bangers. We're starting it early. I mean, we've been going for like the main events, late in the cards. I think we found a good line here. I mean, I'm sure you guys, if you guys know the card, you guys know who it is. But yeah, let's get into it.
All right, guys, we got our Bark Alley banger. You already know what the vibes are. Like, if you're new to the channel, the Bark Alley banger play is the underdog that we believe in. The bookies got it wrong. The fans got it wrong, but we got it right. We're on a bit of a skid, but hey, we're hitting people with that reverse flash. We're going for 3 for 3, moving forward. Our Bark Alley banger is a man of steel, Mr. Loder, the tough winner. I expect this guy to grapple Ismail. Ismail, his only path to victory is if he bum rushes him and he lands a fluke KO. If you're putting money on a guy that only has one way to win is to throw right hooks, you overextend, you get taken down with fighters like Loder. I expect Loder to dominate. I wouldn't even be surprised if I see a Loder submission. Loder on the ground, he does damage. He goes for submissions. He has the octagon control, that pressure. I expect a late stoppage in round 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, just to be completely honest, I mean, if you guys have been following the channel, I did pick Naurdiev to beat the Iron Turtle in his last fight. And this guy, he's looking good until he gasses. Not only did he gas in that fight, he fouled the Iron Turtle multiple times, and he got 2 points taken away. I just don't know what to expect from Naurdiev now. Like this guy, he comes in, he looks good for a round, or he looks good in a fight, and then he looks completely horrendous and washed in the next fight. This guy is his opponent's path to victory in every fight is to take him down and hold him down. His cardio's trash. His record is honestly pretty trash. If you actually look at it, He's 2-3 in his last 5. He lost 2 in a row in the regionals, won 1, and then the UFC signed him. I don't know whose homie he is. I don't know if the matchmakers love this guy or something, but this is his second UFC stint, and he hasn't looked good. So Ryan Loder, he dominated the Ultimate Fighter. He beat Robert Valentin on the ground. I know Valentin did get hurt, but if you know Robert Valentin, his ground game is not his weakness. So this guy, he's sneaky with the subs, and Loder was able to work through him, get top position, and finish him. I expect him to do the same here. I got Ryan Loder by TKO round 2, round 3, probably round 2. Honestly, Naurdiev kind of sucks, so I got Loder all day here.
Yep, Bark banger. My boy Loder stayed in the USA for this Bark banger.
100%. The line's probably crashing on this one, so I'd get in on there early, honestly. Because once people start watching that tape on Naurdiev, they're gonna see how trash this dude is.
I'm telling you guys, like the around the world, the round the world play of the week, and the Rhino Rush odds change drastically come fight day. Lock these bets in early. I'm telling you, people watch our plays and they steal them.
All right, the next one we got a banger. We got Almakhan versus Topuria. Honestly, this is probably the fight I'm seeing debated the most on Twitter, on the socials. I just feel like both guys are good. I mean, Topuria, he's Ilya's brother. And then he's fighting Almakhan, who he dropped Umar Nurmagomedov. He knocked out Brad Katona. Both fighters on the upwards trajectory, but I just feel like Almakhan is more proven. He's fought better fighters. Topuria might be the slicker striker, but Almakhan hits like a truck, and I think he can win the grappling exchanges. I just don't see Topuria like being as dedicated to the game as Almakhan. This Topuria, I mean, he doesn't fight that often. He dedicates more of his time to Ilya's training camps than anything. I mean, I know you shouldn't cap fights off stories and stories and outside stuff, but I mean that's just what I see here. If the fight's pretty competitive and I feel like one guy's more dedicated to the game than the other, I'm gonna take the guy who's dedicated. I'm gonna take Almakhan by decision, but it's probably gonna be close.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Rhino. Like if he's watching this, he bet against Almakhan. He had Katona and Rhino Rush, and he got obliterated round 1. What? It's like Henry's breakdown of this fight is accurate. Yeah, you guys already know how I feel about when brothers fight in the UFC. There's a good one, and then there's a bad one. There's never two good brothers in the UFC. For example, two Bonfim brothers. One of them's garbage. One of them's good. And this is the exact same thing. You're not fighting Ilya Topuria. You're fighting Alexandre Topuria. So I'm going to go with Almakhaev because Topuria, like Henry said, is the Timu version of Ilya. I feel like Topuria is well-rounded, but Almakhaev is just better at every aspect that Topuria is decent at. He has no one good advantage. I mean, he went to decision with Cody Thickness. Thickness is trash. So like I got Almakhaev by decision. I feel like this is going to be like a really good mixed martial arts fight in which it stays. There's moments on the feet, moments on the cage, moments on the on the floor. But I just think like Almakhaev is going to get the better of the exchanges. I have 29-28 Almakhan.
100%. I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
All right, we got an absolute banger. If you guys know who Horiguchi is, you guys know that like he has some pretty good wins. He's been in the UFC before, was streaking. He's been all over the world actually. He's been on Ryzen, won championship, Bellator, UFC. He's a well-known fighter. But that being said, like I said in Topuria, you're not fighting the last name, nor are you fighting the highlights of a guy that I believe to be past his prime. He's going against Tagir, another guy from the Khabib camp. I expect Tagir to go in there with a good game plan and do what needs to be done, and that is to take the fight to the ground. Horiguchi's best chance to win is on the feet, but I expect Tagir to shoot early. I see this being honestly. I see Tagir subbing this guy inside too.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough fight to come back to for Horiguchi. the UFC has wanted this fight though. This fight was booked in Baku. Then Horiguchi couldn't make the fight, so Tagir stood on the card. I'm not sure what the UFC's obsession with this fight is. They must expect a title contender to come out of this matchup. Honestly, but Horiguchi is a former. I want to say he was a Bellator champ. He's a rising champ for sure. But we seen holes in his game where he gets controlled and held on the mat. I mean, he's only lost 5 times, but the bigger, stronger guys have had success against him. Patchy Mix dominated him. I mean, Patchy's a 135er, but Patchy dominated him. And that's American wrestling versus Dagestan wrestling, I just felt Tagir, he's very underrated. He's a very good submission grappler, just like Islam. I think Horiguchi's going to make a mistake. I think he's going to get subbed. If it stays on the feet, I think Tagir could compete on the feet too, honestly. He has underrated power. Horiguchi is really fast, but if he's worried about the takedowns, it might open up the striking a little bit. So, but I got Tagir via submission. I think he catches him with the Dars. I think Horiguchi maybe makes a mistake on the ground and just gets caught up. So, I got Tagir by submission round 1.
But I just want to sprinkle it again. We're in Qatar. I'm telling you, these people from Russia, all these different types of flags. I just feel like they're gonna have the advantage with the refs and with the judges. Obviously, that's me just being biased, but we've seen it before. So if this goes to the scorecards, I expect Tagir to get the edge.
Yeah, 100%. So good point. It's another fight where we got Yakhyaev. He's from the Contender Series. He looked like a monster. He's 24 years old. And he's fighting the absolute tomato cannon Cerquera. This dude is just like Brenison Ribeiro. He's just like a bunch of these other Brazilians that come in here because they're friends with some of the fighters. This guy's friends with the Jalton Almeida or Glover. I don't know, one of those guys. But he's like absolutely horrendous in every fight, man. This guy is trash. Yakhyaev is what, minus 1,500? If you guys are greedy and you want extra juice in your parlays, take Yakhyaev inside the distance. He finishes this guy and badly, probably in round 1. This guy's relentless. But Cerquera is like a jiu-jitsu guy who can't submit anybody. He has a weak chin. He's a mazapan of a heart. His striking defense is trash. Yakhyaev, they say he's 24 years old, man. 24 years old. He looked really good in Contenders. I think he runs through Cerquera. Give me Yakhyaev and the under 0.5.
Yeah, I agree. This is a gimme fight for Yakhyaev. We all know what they're doing. They're trying to clear up space for new fighters come the new Paramount deal. I expect what's his name, Sakura, to get cut after this fight. This 24-year-old prospect just is gonna dominate this dude. I expect a Rhino Rush knockout in round 1. But even if this fight goes over one round, if you look at Serrera's, whatever his last name is, fucking last 2 fights, the only fight he went to decision was against Julian Walker, and he threw 30. He landed 30 significant strikes. This guy, not only does he not have the volume, he doesn't have the power to match that trash volume. I see no path to victory here unless this guy falls and breaks his ankle. Like, it should be a clear victory. Minus 1,500, like Henry said, too steep to bet on. But if you guys are feeling dangerous, round 1 KO is calling my name.
I was want to say the under 0.5 hit twice. Two of the last 3. This guy's betting against himself. Call the FBI. This guy, he's clearly betting against himself.
All right. We got a banger here. We got the highly touted prospect, Riley. So people call him Paddy Pimblett 2.0 from England. Seems like Paddy has a lot of people in his camp that are fighting this card. I think this is the second one, right? Shamrock and then Riley, both coming off the Paddy Pimblett camp. Both exciting-ish fighters. But Riley is totally different than Shamrock. Riley does have good ground game, but this guy has absolute dynamite in his hands. I was watching some of his highlight tapes and like his last fight. Dude, this guy cracks and he cracks hard. I expect him to sleep Grad in the first round. Grad's only path to victory is if he grinds him out. But like I feel like Riley's good on the ground. He's nasty on the feet. I see more path to victory from Riley. So give me Riley inside the distance, but more specifically, have Riley round 1 KO.
Yeah, I mean, Grad, I just want to give him his props. He went to war in the Contender Series fight. He was fighting Michael Aswell, but Aswell, I felt like he was a little bit undersized in that fight. But even then, Aswell landed a ton of strikes. Grad's he's like more of a volume guy, but he's relentless with his pressure. He tries to grapple a lot, but he's there to get hit. He's there to get hit and hit hard. This guy, he's been knocked out before. He got knocked out by Tom Nolan. Um, I just think Luke Riley is the truth. I mean, just like Lenore Kavanaugh, I think Riley's going to come in here. He's going to get a very, very good win under his record. I think he knocks Grad unconscious. He's just fast. The fast hands. I think he's gonna, he's probably gonna have to face some adversity in early round 1, but I think he settles in and he finds a chance. So give me Riley by knockout.
I feel it.
This is a fight. This is a banger. I was scared to bet on this fight. We got Alex Perez versus Almabayev. Almabayev is my boy. He's been on a lot of my parlays, but Alex Perez is also my boy. We went to go see Knucklemania in LA. Probably like a year and a half ago, I think. And that same day, Alex Perez was fighting Mateus Nicolau. We bet on Perez via knockout in that fight, and that cashed easy. But this fight should be a scrap. I mean, both fighters are wrestlers. Both fighters can strike a little bit. I think Perez is an upside with the knockout. With the knockout power. But this guy's coming off double ACL surgery off of his fight versus Tatsuro Taira. It's hard to bet on a guy who's coming off of vicious surgery like that. In other sports, you tear your ACL, the odds of you coming back the same is not very likely. So it's like he's fighting a relentless grappler in Almabayev, like this relentless. If you guys want to see like how relentless this guy is, watch his last fight versus Jose Ochoa. This dude is nonstop. He'll withstand he'll eat a couple punches to get you down, and he'll hold you down. He doesn't do much damage on the ground, but it's like Marab. It's like you can't let this guy get his hands locked because you'll go for a ride. And I just don't think Perez at this point. It's unfortunate for him. I do think he was a skilled fighter, but he's went through so many injuries that he's going to be able to withstand the storm. If he fought Muhammad Mokaev a couple of years ago, and he lost that fight. He's just going to keep up with the wrestling. Expected to be the same. So give me Almabayev via decision.
Yeah, I like that. I'm about to go with Henry too. Like I was gonna put I'm a vibe on my like around the world parlay, but Alex Perez got me and Rhino once before, so like I'm not falling for that trap again. Henry may have bet Alex Perez KO, but me and Rhino bet Nicolau that night and we lost. So I want to say like the only like Nicolau, like he beat Nicolau because we bet against him. Like other than that, this guy is 1-5. Right? Like he's 1-4 in his last 5. Yeah, like I have, like I said in the beginning, I'm gonna keep saying it. Like I know it's like it's not proven, it's not set in stone, but I believe the grappling approach in this card is gonna have a lot of weight with the judges. And even if Almabayev can't get Perez out there, I expect it to be a clear 30-27 victory just by pressure, octagon control, and just vicious ground and pound from like Almabayev. Like I feel like Alex Perez is a good fighter, but this dude is made of straw, man. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he injures his leg trying to defend Almabayev's takedowns on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like a lot to ask for from a dude coming out those kind of surgeries,
All right, we got the GOAT Gaziev versus Spivac, the polar bear. Man, like I'm a fan of the Spivac, dude. This guy, he's not a bad fighter. He's just one of those heavyweight guys that, like if you can't stop the takedown, like if you have no clinching ability, he's gonna flip you. He's gonna take you out. But Gaziev, I don't think you're gonna be able to flip Gaziev, dude. I feel like Gaziev's gonna put the pressure, put the hands on him. We all know Spivac's striking ability isn't the best. So I expect Gaziev to absolutely light up Spivac in round 2. I feel like Spivac is going to shoot for the takedown, shoot for his life, try to control him, but he's going to realize that Gaziev's too big. It's two big ass dudes, bro. 6'3", 6'4". It's gonna be a grappling match early. Dude, due to Spivac shooting for his life, but I feel like Gaziev's gonna end up landing clean. Have Gaziev round 2 KO against Spivac.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna agree here. I mean, Spivac. I mean, I picked him against Waldo Cortez, expecting him to go for more takedowns, and he went for literally none. I just feel like this guy, his fight IQ is not where it needs to be. I mean, he's 30 years old allegedly. He looks older than me, but he struggles with guys that are physical, with guys that are fast. If you guys want to be impressed, you guys want to watch a crazy debut, you watch Shamil Gaziev versus Martin Buday. Gaziev came in like a freight train. His hand speed is elite. His clinch damage is crazy. I just think Gaziev is smart enough to maintain distance and just crash the pocket when he needs to. And I think he's put Spivac out. Honestly, I think Spivac's chin is he's on that Dariush level chin. You know, I expect him to get cracked once and go down. I think this is the best line on the whole card. Gaziev is minus 130. It is dangerous because he could get flipped on his ass and submitted, but I just don't expect that to happen. I got Gaziev by knockout.
Yeah, I agree. Double knockout.
100%.
Double piece of shit. Sheesh. This is my main event of the card right here. Every time Orolbai fights, I tune in. Look at the spiffy hat my guy has on this photo. I expect him to absolutely dominate the old timer Jack Hermansson. Orolbai, dude, he looks like out of a history textbook. Homo habilis, Homo sapien, Homo erectus, Homo something. This guy, 27-year-old, I need a birth certificate. This guy looks 47 minimum. But jokes aside, Orolbai's a straight dog. This guy goes for the takedown and he hunts submissions. I like fighters that go for the submissions that have the least resistance. I'm talking joint locks. I'm talking wrist locks. I expect Orolbai to take Hermansson down and sub him. Key lock, straight arm lock, Kimura. I feel like he's going to make this easy. Hermansson's no slouch, veteran in the game, but dude, this guy's super inconsistent. He wins one and loses one, wins one and loses one. I'm going with consistency here. Like, you already know, like, Orolbai's going to go in there. He's going to take the fight to the floor. He trains with Uriah Faber. This guy's hunting submissions, and he's going to hunt this win for me.
Yeah, I just want to point one thing out. This fight is taking place at 170 pounds. Jack Hermansson has been a career 185er. He just got knocked out badly in June of this year, and now he's cutting down. He's cutting 15 pounds to make 170, going against a young killer in Orolbai. Orolbai, to his credit, he's been missing weight a lot. This is why he's moving up to 170. He missed weight in his last fight, but it didn't matter. This guy is one of Uriah Faber's best prospects. If you guys like Ryan Loder at all, you'll like Orolbai. And just a little fun tidbit: they're both training with Fluffy Hernandez in this card for this training camp, I should say. So that's a good body to work with. Fluffy's a 185er. I expect Orolbai to be faster. He's younger. He's probably more explosive. Unless Hermansson hits some Hail Mary knee bar like he did against Calvin Gastelum, I think he gets dominated here. Why he's moving to 170 is beyond me, but we'll take it. I think Orolbai's a lock here. I think he drowns Hermansson and gets him out of there. Probably with the TKO, honestly, Hermansson's durability is kind of going down the drain. So give me Orolbai via TKO round 2.
I like that. I don't know about Orolbai being younger. I think he's 47, but Orolbai's a lock.
yeah. Bring out the birth certificate, man. All right, man. I think me and Tato are gonna be split on this one. We got Volkan Ozedemir versus Alonzo Menifield. I was about to say we were at a UFC fight one time, and some dude was looking at his watch, and Tato thought that was Ozedemir.
Nah.
I was in shock.
Stop. This guy flipped the story. That was Henry. We're at a UFC event. We're watching the fight. I'm drinking my Diet Coke. Henry tips me in the shoulder. He's like, David. I think that's Ozedemir. Look, he's checking his watch. I was like, why? Why would Ozedemir be checking his watch in the stands? He's not even in the octagon. My boy Henry has the hit of the tiz. Too many Tylenols as a kid.
Yeah, just a bald dude checking his watch. To my credit, dude's big as fuck. So it can, maybe it's his long lost brother or something. But in all seriousness, I think it's gonna be a very competitive fight. Menifield, he's kind of a little bit of a win streak now. Ever since he left Pat Barry, he's looked a lot better. He's fighting Volkan Ozedemir. Volkan's he's been underrated for the last couple of years. He's kind of, getting some good wins under his belt on the low. He knocked out Johnny Walker, we see now Johnny Walker's ever since that fight, he's been on a streak. He beat Paul Craig. Is like this guy's his fight IQ has been pretty good. I mean, he went the distance with Carlos Ulberg. So that's pretty. So pretty good names to have under your belt. He's only 36 years old. But I mean, I just can't. In my head, like maybe because we were at this fight, it's making me a little biased. We were at we were there live when Alonzo Menifield fought Dustin Jacoby, and we had Jacoby money line, Jacoby tickets in our parlays, and you would think Jacoby would be able to light Menifield up, but anytime Menifield would land on Jacoby's chin, it would hurt him. I just keep envisioning that happening again. I think Ozdemir's the better, cleaner striker, but I think Menifield is going to hurt him a couple times, and I think he's going to win a squeaky, nasty split decision. I got Menifield.
Yeah, I mean Henry was right. We are going to be split on this one. I think Menifield is a dog. Like he's got me multiple times. Henry's over there tizzing me again. His Tourette's is acting up. Like Menifield is a dog. He finds ways to win recently, but let's not forget he's had some pretty bad losses in the UFC, tactic wise. Mersakarnov, Olberg. I feel like Menifield's confidence is high, but false confidence could get you hurt. And I feel like this is going to be an instance of he's going to think he's going to be able to strike with Ozedemir, and then he's going to find out really quickly that that's a mistake. I have Ozedemir winning this by KO in round 2. I feel like that false confidence that Menifield has with those 2-fight win streak is going to cost him here. I expect Ozedemir to show him that there's levels in the striking.
Yeah, I mean, very well could be. He might just get knocked out round 1. I mean, he's been knocked out. I think he's been knocked out 3 or 4 times in the UFC. So only time will tell. I mean, I think maybe I'm letting that Jacoby fight sway me too much, but we'll see how it plays out.
Sheesh. We got Garry versus I forgot his name. No, I'm kidding. Garry versus Belal. This is an absolute banger fight. Another possible number 1 contender. Welterweight has really stepped up as probably the most competitive weight class in the UFC, man. Who's gonna get the next title shot? Gary Muhammad, Shafkat, Morales, Usman. There's a laundry list of opponents for Islam, but this could very be if Garry wins this, which I think he will. He already beat Brotis, so might as well just give him the title shot, right? I think Gary's going to win this fight. It's a 3-round fight. Muhammad, as we saw in his last fight, he takes a couple of minutes to get ready. So I feel like he's gonna cruise in round 1, lose that, right? He's gonna look a little bit better round 2. He's probably gonna be competitive. Round 3 is probably gonna be his best round. But I have Garry by decision here, 29-28. I just feel like Muhammad, he's falling in love with his hands, and I feel like that's his downfall. He felt like he can strike with JDM. He's already saying that he's going to strike with Garry. Maybe it's that, I'm going to tell him I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this, right? But Gary's no slouch on the ground either. Very lanky for the division. So I have Garry just squeaking out the decision. He has better hands. He's no slouch on the ground. We all know Belal's his path to victory is going for the takedowns, but I just don't like the fact that he's falling in love with his hands, man. I just don't like that. I have Garry all day here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a phenomenal matchup. Uh, Belal definitely can win this fight. I think Belal's like he puts out the most volume out of anybody that Ian Garry has fought in the UFC. But the problem is like Ian Garry is so much of a better striker than Belal. Just better footwork. If you're trying to take people down, you gotta pressure him to the cage. Or at least for Belal, he's got to pressure him to the cage, lock the hands up, and secure the takedown. So I don't think Gary's gonna give him those opportunities. At least not often, you know. Maybe if it was a 5-round fight, maybe it'll be a little different. But Shavkat was not able to just take Garry down at will. Shavkat had to work for those takedowns, and Ian Garry reversed him a couple times. I think Ian Garry. We've been talking about Ian Garry's sub forever, but it might be a play here. It's like this guy. He's got sneaky jiu-jitsu. He almost finished Shavkat. He almost finished MVP. I think if Belal gets lazy with the grappling, he might put himself in danger to get subbed. But in all seriousness, I think Ian Gary's going to be able to pick Belal apart and just win a dominant decision. I think Ian Gary is one of the best fighters on the planet right now. And I think he's going to show up and show out. He's going to prove to the UFC that he's the number one contender. And I think he's going to steal the title shot away from Michael Morales. So give me Ian Gary via decision.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. 29-28 Garry. Lock it in.
Let's go. And that main event, we got Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. I didn't realize Dan Hooker was so old. I don't know. I just keep envisioning this dude like still in his prime, like 31, 30, 29 or something. I didn't realize he was up there in age with Poirier and all those guys. I thought he was just the younger of the pack. But now he's up there, and he's coming off some pretty big surgeries. I feel like Hooker had a lot of momentum when he beat Gamrot, allegedly. If you watch that fight back, I think Gamrot won. I did have Dan Hooker on my parlays, so I won't complain because I cashed. But going back and looking at it again, I think Gamrot did get done dirty in that fight because he did do damage. But in that fight, Dan Hooker had a lot of success keeping on the feet, but using a lot of knees, using a lot of movement. But if you look at the way Mateus Gamrot and the way Arman Tsarukyan grapple, there's difference. Gamrot, he's gonna chain wrestle his way to take you down, whereas Arman will pick you up over his head and take you down. I think Arman, he's super underrated. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to see him fight Islam in January. I think Arman has good striking. I think he has relentless wrestling. He's got insane cardio. His chin might be a little suspect, though. Might be. But I expect him to avoid the strikes here. I mean, avoid the big strikes. I think that he took this fight for a reason. I mean, he didn't really have to. I mean, he's a clear number one contender at 155. But I think it's a fight just to get himself right coming off his back injury. I think he's going to take Hooker down. I think he's going to ground and pound Dan Hooker. I think he's going to put him out via a dominant TKO victory. I think he gets him out of there within 3 rounds, just like Joe Alvarez.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, the odds speak for itself. Arman Tsarukyan almost 600, minus 600 favorite for a reason. Arman's no slouch on the feet, but I give the advantage to Hooker. But Arman's one of those fighters that he knows his path to victory, and he's not afraid to tell you what he's going to do. He's been talking about it in every interview that he's prepared to wrestle for 25 minutes. When you have that mentality, like Hooker's probably training sprawling all day, but 12 weeks, 8 weeks, however long this camp is, that's not enough to bridge the gap. So it's pretty obvious what Arman's game plan is. And he's one of those fighters that every single one of his fights, he executes it. So I have Arman inside the distance, just like Henry said. Club and sub, just straight sub. I am a little salty, though, that like Arman did us dirty. We bought tickets to that main event in January. So I will be rooting for Hooker just because I want Arman to pitch his shit for doing that to us. But I'm not going to give you guys bad picks just because I'm holding a grudge. Gun in my head, my own hard-earned money has to go to Arman. So Arman at minus 550. Sprinkle that into your parlay, or if you're feeling dangerous, Arman inside the distance, or Arman or fight to go under 3.5 rounds.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes you gotta just bet the line, just take the value, even if it's juiced out of its mind. Uh, why not? Why not? Especially when one fight is so much better than the other. But let's get into our parlays. Let's get into our bets. We'll have Chato start off like always with the around the world parlay. Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it. All right. The moment everyone's been waiting for, the around the world parlay. If you're coming back and watching the channel, you already know what it is. If this is your first time watching, the around the world parlays where I pick 3 different fighters from around the world representing a different country. I put them in a pot and I cook up a parlay for you guys. I got 3 different fighters, gives you one plus 152 odds. Lock it in early because last time the odds got juice. I expect the odds to juice as well. So for my first leg, I got my boy Tagir from Dagestan, Russia, to absolutely dominate like his opponent, Horiguchi. Like I said in the breakdown, we're fighting the new Horiguchi. We're not fighting the highlights. We're not fighting the last name. I expect Tagir to implement the right game plan, which is take him to the ground and submit him. Tagir money lines the play, but you guys are feeling spicy. Tagir sub. Second leg, I got my boy Ian Machado Garry. Henry said it best. He's probably the second best welterweight in the world right now, but behind obviously Islam. Garry on the feet is way better than Belal. Long, rangy. We all know Belal likes to shoot takedowns, but from the amount of distance that he has to cover to even get to Ian's legs is pretty big. So I have Garry to win by decision 29-28 because we all know Belal. His game plan is to cross sniff, but we all know, but Belal likes to say that he has Canelo hands. I hope he comes in there and tries to strike for I can eat cash even better. But the final leg is Arman Tsarukyan. Henry said it better. Like Henry said it best again. When one fighter is extremely better than the other fighter, you might as well just sprinkle it. So that's exactly what I did in this fight. Like in this fight card right here, I added Arman. He's just that much better than Hooker on the floor. Last time Hooker faced a grappler like Arman, he got his arm taken. Islam went in there, took him down, joint locked him, went to sleep. I expect the same thing to happen. Arman's going to shoot for the takedown. He's ready for 20 minutes of straight grappling. I don't think Hooker is. Arman's going to take him down, do damage. I have Arman inside the distance, Arman sub. If you parlay Russia, Ireland, and Armenia, you get plus 152 odds. I'm telling you guys, lock it in early because these odds are going to juice.
100%. I just want to add one little thing. You guys could turn this into a little cycle parlay. Like if you find Chato's picks to the T, take Tagir sub, Ian Garry decision, and Tsarukyan KO. I mean, Dan Hooker got dropped by Gamrot. He's been knocked out before. He got knocked out by Michael Chandler because he was scared of the wrestling. He thought Chandler was going to go for a takedown, overhand right across the top, put him unconscious. Could be the case, or maybe it's a ground and pound win. But regardless, I think this hits. I think these are the 3 best fighters on the entire card. All 3 of these guys could fight for the title in their next fight, assuming they get some dominant wins. So lock it in.
Lock it in, boys.
All right. It's time for the Rhino Rush parlay. I'm going a little risky, but I've done this before, and I don't care. I got Luke Riley coming in here and winning his UFC debut against Bogdan Grad. I think he's going to put some heavy damage on Grad. I think the UFC wants him to win. I think the UFC is excited to have him. He's undefeated. I know it's been sketchy for these undefeated fighters, but I think he's one of the better ones. I think Grad is not dangerous enough to keep Riley at distance. So I think Riley's going to be able to find the chin of Grad and put him out. I'm using that same logic for Gaziev. Yes, Spivac is going to put the pressure on him. He's going to get in his face. But I think Gaziev's going to get him before he gets Guy, I think before Spivac can get this to the mat, I think Gaziev's going to find a chin. I think both these fighters have a very high likelihood of winning both their fights by knockout in round one and making it look super easy. I'm hoping that's the case here. But we're taking the money lines regardless. Take Gaziev and Riley money line for plus 137 odds. But I'm fairly confident both these guys get it done inside the distance. But for the channel's sake and the parlay's sake, take the money lines. Don't get greedy. I think this cash is pretty easy, assuming everything goes as planned.
All right, everybody, we got the play of the week here. It's no surprise who my play of the week is. I got my boy, Homo habilis, Homo sapien, Homo erectus, the 27-year-old phenom, a.k.a. he's 47 years old. He's going in there. He's putting hands on his opponent. He's an absolute dog. He's going to take his opponent down, sub him. Easy work. I expect him to win inside the distance here. Man, I'm telling you guys right now, Orolbai is the real deal. He's probably one of your favorite's best prospects, and like he's going to continue to streak with this one. I expect fireworks in that fight. Give me Orolbai by sub all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm going in with the same mentality as Chato. He went in with the relentless wrestler, and I'm doing the same. Give me Aliev to win his fight against Shamrock. No disrespect to Shamrock. I'm sure he's gonna have some moments, probably against lesser grapplers, but I think this is too much for him. A Tajikistan wrestler. These Tajiks, they don't tap, man. These guys are relentless. They'll pop their knees and they'll still keep coming. I expect Aliev to just put so much control time on Shamrock where it's gonna be too little too late for him. Unless he lands a Hail Mary sub, which I doubt. I think Aliev cruises. He's 24 years old too, allegedly. These are the two guys that we need to see their birth certificates.
100%.
I wish it was plus money, but hey, man, we'll take it. We've hit three straight plays of the week. It's the first one that we do that's not plus money, but it's close enough, man. Minus 106. I'm sorry we didn't get you the 6 cents. I'm sorry. But cash is easy. I think both these guys dominate. I think we go 4 for 4. Honestly, if Ryan Loder comes through in that fourth fight, I think the rest is smooth sailing. So if you look at our logic in these plays, we're going with a lot of pressure heavy grapplers and KO artists. So hey,
yeah, just like Henry said, we're going with the pressure. We're going with the takedowns, and I'm gonna say it again to end this off. We're in Qatar. They're gonna favor the grappling. They're gonna favor the pressure. No, they're going to throw the damage out of the window. They're going to go for a control time. They're going to look at the numbers. They got pre-written scorecards. I'm telling you right now, if these fighters follow the game plan and the tape doesn't let us down, we're going to cash easy.
Yeah, 100%. And then this is our last event for November. I just want to say November's been good to us. October was terrible. But November, we're positive 3 out of the 4 events. We're not positive by much, unfortunately, because some of those events we went up like 0.45 units, 0.8. But last week we hit for 3.45 units. So it's like it's very high likelihood we end November up 5 to 6 units. So we'll see how that goes. But November's been good to us. We've been doing so much better with the play of the week, with the parlays. We got to right the ship with the Bark Alley, but I think this is a week to do it. Shout out Ryan Loder. I think he gets it done via TKO.
Yeah, everybody. So go ahead. I'm going to tell you guys again, put in these parlays early because the word's going to go out that Rear Naked Locks dropped their picks, and then they're going to put them as their picks, and they're going to make profit off our picks. Happens every weekend. happens every weekend. The bookies are onto us. BetMGM is onto us. So lock those in early. Don't forget to turn on those bells and notifications and follow us on social media, especially Twitter. Come and have a conversation with me. Tell us your bets. If I like your bets, I might have Henry put a little edit about the subscribers' bets. All right. So go ahead and follow us again. Hopefully that you guys like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
100%. Peace out.